to college!
A very well-known joke in the Dragon Ball community is that Cell sounds a lot like Plankton from Spongebob. They're both green, intelligent, and well, sound exactly like each other. So this got me wondering, what would happen if these two decide to square off against each other? Now, I would assume most people would think Plankton would just get stepped on like he usually does, and you're probably not wrong, but oftentimes in SpongeBob, a lot of the main cast show power far beyond what they should be capable of producing, and Plankton is no exception to this. Now, whether you want to credit this as Toon Force or a gag fee or whatever, for entertainment purposes, we will be granting the characters mentioned in this video these feats. And I will also be granting Plankton with all of his various weapons and inventions that he has created over the years. So, with the conditions laid out, let's see which green bug man truly went to college. A lot of SpongeBob's main characters have surprisingly impressive feats when you look into it. One of the more well-known ones being SpongeBob unraveling either a galaxy or the entire universe with a string, depending on your interpretation. But there are a few more that are arguably even more impressive that I would like to mention. Both SpongeBob and Patrick are actually shown to be capable of creating both pocket dimensions and parallel universes, such as when he designed the Krusty Krab into a space theme and turned his kitchen into a pocket dimension housing several galaxies, or when Patrick creates an alternate universe when he tries to invent something. There are a few more I could mention, like Patrick surviving the universe imploding, SpongeBob sucking up the ocean, having it explode on top of him, or SpongeBob becoming the moon, but I feel like what I have shown is enough to get at least SpongeBob and Patrick solidly into the galaxy to possibly universal ranges of power. Now, how exactly does this tie back to Plankton? Well, oftentimes you will see SpongeBob or Patrick tangle with other members of the cast like Squidward, Mr. Krabs, or Sandy. And Plankton has been shown fighting several of these aforementioned characters, and has actually been able to do some damage, or at least not get instantly stomped. There's even a scene in the Sponge Out of Water movie where he and SpongeBob play tug of war with the secret formula. So, at his peak, Plankton probably isn't incomparably weaker than the rest of the cast. But even if you don't agree with this, a lot of his inventions are shown to be capable of harming SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs, as well as the other main characters. So he should be within that galaxy to universal range of power at his peak. As for speed, even lower end feats for the series involve Patrick running to the moon and back in about 6 seconds, or Sandy traveling to Saturn in a similar time frame. The latter of these two feats has been calculated to around 2,380 times the speed of light, with this not even being the best speed feat of the verse. The aforementioned spring feat, where SpongeBob unravels the entire universe, has the little sponge at moving this many times the speed of light, with there potentially being even higher levels of speed scaling if you think Patrick and SpongeBob were moving in a place without time, giving them inaccessible speed or something. And I already explained how Plankton should scale to this earlier, so there's no need to repeat myself. As for Plankton's inventions, he has a wide variety of weapons that could be used in this fight. He has gas that can turn you into an infant, lasers that can destroy every known material in the universe, mind control devices, and various giant robots that can harm the rest of the cast. Overall, Plankton has shown his power and abilities far outscale his small stature, and is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Cell is someone who I've discussed a few times in this channel already, and is far easier to scale than Plankton. Cell is stated several times to be capable of destroying the solar system, which is stated in Dissension to be a nebula that is composed of countless stars. Another potential feat for him would be scaling off of Garlic Jr., who can destroy the Lookout, which contains a pocket dimension with a sky full of stars. And lastly, we have numerous implications that Cell is a being capable of destroying the entire universe. If you think the universe is infinite, then this would imply Cell has infinite power, as that would be required to destroy an object that is infinite in size. I don't personally agree with this method of scaling Cell, as I already explained in this video here, but it still is an argument worth mentioning. As for speed, we have Piccolo hitting the moon at 50% the speed of light, with Super Saiyan Goku on Namek being hundreds of thousands of times faster than that Piccolo if you want to use power levels. with Cell massively outscaling that Goku. We also have him dodging Vegeta's final flash with a distant celestial body, or him scaling to base Goku in the afterlife who crossed a universal distance in a few minutes. All of these feats would place Cell solidly within the massively FTL range, with that last feat being calced at 4.3 quadrillion times the speed of light. And of course, if you do think Cell can destroy the infinite Dragon Ball universe, then that would grant him infinite speed, since your speed is correlated to the size of your ki, as stated in Daizenshuu. So if you have infinite power, you would also have infinite speed. Cell also has numerous techniques in his arsenal, like the Kamehameha, which amplifies his power, Piccolo's regeneration, which allows him to regenerate lost limbs, the Solar Flare, which can blind his opponents, as well as various other techniques he got from the Z Fighters. But ultimately, none of this really matters in the long run, as Plankton is unfortunately just too strong for him, scaling to Spongebob creating pocket dimensions containing galaxies, which is far more impressive than just destroying some stars. Even granting Cell that infinite universe wank, SpongeBob characters have shown to be also capable of that level of power as well, on more than one occasion. Not to mention, Plankton has a few inventions up his sleeve that Cell has no counter to. Like, what is Cell going to do if he hits him with his goo goo gas and turns him back into a baby? Even if Cell managed to damage him, he would likely just regenerate, as the little green pickle has been shown recovering from being squashed, electrocuted, turned into paste, and completely disintegrated. He simply has abilities far outclassing my channel's mascot. The winner is Plankton. I hope you guys enjoyed that video, as it definitely was a little different than the matchups I've done this far. And if you want to see more matchups like this, then maybe go and hit that subscribe button down there. But until the next video drops, I'll see you guys in the next video. Later!